Hey everybody, I'm Jennifer Bell with Bell Marketing, and I hope that you are having the most amazing weekend. Here in Detroit, it's been still slightly cold. We had to have our jackets on, but it's starting to warm up, so that's good. And it was very sunny out, so we decided to get outside and enjoy the fresh air while we could. We're planning on coming back out a little later. I just want to make sure I got my video in. And today I'm going to be talking about branding and why it can help you in your business. You know, any big business, any big corporation has a logo, has a brand. So then that way, no matter where you go, no matter what kind of, let's say there's flyers, there's newspapers, there's social media, that you automatically know it's them. So branding really helps that people automatically recognize you no matter what you're doing, and it helps them to easily to follow you. So let's say you have a nice little logo. You want to have something that is really legible, something that looks really good. You know, you don't want to go cheap. It's better to not have a logo than it is to have a really cheap, bad one. And I learned that really makes a difference. You don't want to make one yourself unless you know what you're doing. You want to spend, a little bit of money. I had spent about $25 on one, and it just wasn't it wasn't exactly the quality that a lot of people would take me seriously. So once I upgraded to $100, that made a huge difference. Obviously, depending on if you know the designer, if you how much in depth you're trying to make your logo, if they're trying to create a whole new one versus you have something in mind. So it kind of gets them started much faster. That all makes a difference. How much design they're putting into it, how much time. But I think that's a pretty good amount to have a logo, because that is basically what sums you up as a business, as just someone that's tied to a business that they're trying to build. So always put a little thought into it. Make sure that you know exactly what kind of quality you're going to get. There's many designers on Fiverr. I was going to say Thriver on Fiverr that you can find. There is people on Facebook that maybe you can friend that do quality work. Just check out, ask for samples, and go from there. And then there's also the cover photo. You want to have a really nice cover photo. That is just really that with your logo is just really what makes people take you seriously. So you look really professional. You have really crisp, clear photos. You have really nice backgrounds. You have not too many fonts, like not just a bunch of fonts all over the place that really make it confusing. Not a bunch of colors. You want to make it as seamless as possible. So just pick a couple colors, pick a couple titles, have your name, in quite a nice size so that people automatically know that that is the main point of the cover photo, is who is this about? Who is this cover photo about? So you want to have your name in nice size text. You want to have your photos so that people can easily see you. And it gives them hope of what kind of lifestyle that hopefully you will help them build for themselves. Also, if you have a featured banner, that really helps too. That should go along with your cover photo. You want to try and have them coordinate as much as possible with colors, with themes. I would just suggest having one photo. I have two on my cover photo, two selfies of myself, or I just say selfies, but, pictures of yourself, and then one on the featured banner. I think that is really sufficient. You want to have really professional looking photos. You don't have to have them professionally done, but you just want to make sure while you're doing the photos that it's not blurry, you're not moving, you're smiling where it looks natural, you have the best possible light. So whether you use ring lights or whether you're outside on a bright day but you're in a shaded area, you just want to make sure that people can clearly see your face, see your features. That way they know exactly who they're dealing with, because obviously when people are dealing with you, they want to feel good. They don't want to feel like you're a shady person. And just having a really nice photo of yourself, whether you're smiling or not, is just a really great way to get a relationship started. It only takes a few seconds to get a first impression off somebody, and you just want to make it count as much as possible. Another tip is just making sure that you pick universal fonts that can be made that can be used whether you make graphics yourself on Canva or whether you have an outside designer do that. You want to try and keep your fonts as close, as similar as possible, no matter what you're doing. Just so that, again, if you have too many fonts all over the place, then people are going to get confused because they're wondering, is it a person trying to copy them? Is it, or is this person legit? You want to have the same with the colors. You want to try and pick a color scheme that is as close as possible. Just make sure that you are choosing, no matter what, like I said, no matter if you're doing it yourself or you're having someone else, you just really want to try and keep the color scheme universal. Even if down the road you decide to change your colors, just try and keep it as seamless as possible for everything that you're doing. So hopefully these tips help. You don't have to have professionals do all your work. You could do your photos yourself. I would not suggest doing it yourself, like I said, with a logo or a featured banner or a cover photo, unless you know what you're doing. Just because you need to make sure that they're mobile and computer optimized. You want to make sure that they don't come out blurry once you upload them, that they're not cropped out. And when you hire somebody that's a professional, that way they can make sure that they will ensure that it is done correctly, and it will just really make you look really professional and really good person to work with right off the bat. Now, if you need any tips on where to go, I can always try and help you in the right direction off of people that I know that seem to really do great work, either based on what I've hired them for or what I've seen my friends hire them for. It's just always just looking at reviews, seeing what their past work is. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be scary. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars, but you definitely don't want to spend like 20 or 30 because this is important. This is your business. If you're just spending 20 or $30 here and there, people are going to notice. And that's just showing that this is more of a hobby than a business. You're trying to build your brand because you want people to work with you and you want them to see that you are not afraid to invest in yourself and your company and what you're trying to build. So, it will end up coming back to you tenfold when you just spend that few extra dollars and just get it done right. Hopefully you found some value in this. If you have any more questions, you can always comment below. I'd love to chat with you some more. And then you can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more. And like I said, I hope that you have a great rest of your weekend. And I hope this really helps you just to get started on the right foot. I know sometimes when you're just starting out, it could be hard. Money's tight. You've got a lot of things to do. You're trying to make sure that you know who to go to, but you just want to spend the extra few dollars and just make sure that people are taking you seriously right off the bat, because that could be potential customers, potential friends later on that kind of just got turned off because it seems like you're not taking it seriously, so let's just try and all start off on the right foot. Just spend the extra money. It's for yourself. The best person to invest in is yourself. So I hope that you guys all have a great day, and I hope to see you guys next time. If you would love to learn how you can build your brand while earning money, I would love to chat with you about that as well. There is so many people that are building their brand literally while they're earning, and they don't even have to recruit anybody. They don't have to sell to anybody. That takes a big weight off our shoulders, that we don't have to worry about filling a quota, meeting a quota each month in order to get that residual income each month. And, if you always decide that later on you want to learn how to cold message or really get into recruiting, then that's something that you can work on and build those skills. But I think that this really just helps you to be able to gain the basics that really gets you started, that you can take anywhere. And then as you progress, as you're starting to build a following, as you're starting to learn how to conversate with people, how to just open up relationships with them, then that is something that you can always add in later. It's definitely a skill that you want to be able to hone, because some people are going to want to talk to you in Messenger, and you're still going to want to know how to conversate with them, how to close that sale. So if you would love to learn how to just get started without doing that yet, or if you don't even want to do it at all, then just let me know and I can set up a meeting with you and we can get started showing you how you can get going earning money without having to recruit, without having to keep a certain amount of people on your team each month. It's just a great sense of relief that I don't have to worry about that. And, so many people just they're not closers. They don't like to cold message. They don't like to cold call. And it's kind of like the anxiety that just builds up in you where it just really makes it hard. You start stumbling, you start forgetting things. Maybe something comes off wrong because you're stressing out, you're freaking out. And so this just really just cancels all that out. A lot of us just starting out in marketing, that's what we're taught. And we just don't have to do that right now. Just get yourself started, get yourself situated, get yourself building your brand, learning lifelong skills of marketing, networking, and so many other things, building your self-confidence, building your self-growth. And then if you decide you want to do that later, that can always come later. But at least for right now, just get started learning the things that you really can take anywhere and that you could just start as soon as possible and not have that fear creeping in on you. So anyways, I will see you guys all next time, and thanks for watching. Bye.